Hey everyone, I'm Cecil Laird.
Jaime and Fuego here.
And this is your horror show news
with
booze once again. And you guys,
Did you
this
see
is
that?
no, nice catch. This is
That could have been disastrous.
this is where we talk about the week's top horror news stories, or at least as far as Fuego and I estimate them to be.
There was little this week, man.
Very thin week, guys. Very thin week.
For the
and
second straight week. We're
one
so
of the
sorry.
stories might have been all of the horror game announcements coming out of E3. However, we are going to be doing actual trailer reactions to all of those horror video games. So,
Evil Within 2.
yeah, Evil
what
Within
else?
2, Monster Hunter World. We're going to be doing Days Gone. We're going to be doing all of those, you guys. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. Or you've probably maybe even seen a couple pop. No, because we're not going to do anything until we record this Sunday. So stay tuned. You will see them coming up next week. So
there you go.
Starting off, you guys, the very first story this week is the fact that the popular gaming property, independent gaming property no less.
That's cool.
That I've been doing for Let's Plays on the channel. We've had 4 episodes thus far, and we're going to be recording the 5th and possibly final episode soon, because it is a shorter game.
Yeah, I've watched a few of them, dude. It looks like a fun game.
It
Even though
is.
I haven't sat down and played it visually. Very distinctive.
It is. It's called Little Nightmares, you guys, and it is essentially like a dark Pixar sort of scenario.
Yeah, dude, I was immediately thinking, well, I guess that might be a spoiler to think what I was originally
Well,
thinking.
we'll get to it then.
It felt very Burton to me.
That's
so to
fair,
speak.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So what we found out this week is that this property is actually going to be coming to the small screen. It is being adapted and produced by the Russo brothers, who you guys might know from Captain America Civil War and Captain America the first, or not the first Avenger, but
The second one, Winter
the
Soldier.
second one, the Winter Soldier. I couldn't think of the name, I was blanking on it. Yeah. Boo's working already.
Thank you, Bo.
But yeah, they're going to be producing it, but the more interesting thing is who's going to be directing it, Fuego, which is who?
Dude, we got Henry Selick, who was the guy behind A Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach, and Coraline 3. Visually amazing movies, also with a very distinctive, heartfelt like tinge and, you know, just the kind of the threading feeling to them. And I don't think that there's a better pairing based on the way that the animation looked to me as I saw you playing it, and just the dark vibe of it and everything about this girl running around on a ship of some sort that has like deadness all over it.
Well, and really disgusting, obese creatures that are humanoid, that are literally trying to eat her.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I'm very interested to find out what the story could be, because
they don't give you much then, I'm guessing?
no, they don't. They don't. It's
You're
just
running around and
you
playing.
get in and you try and escape, and you don't know why you're escaping, or you know exactly how you got there or anything like that. But they haven't revealed any of it, at least to the point I'm at in the game. Maybe they do at the end, maybe they don't. I don't know. But they did, incidentally, just come out with something else that is
show the audience.
that has been supplied to us by none other than Dirk Herron, recent permanent fixture now on the horror show when he can make it. He provided the first issue of the Titan Comics adaptation, or actually continuation / prequel. I don't really know, because
Have you read it yet?
I did. I read this first issue earlier today, no less, and it's very. This is an artist's issue. This is not for those that are looking for a easily followable developing story, because I could not find one of those in this issue.
Okay, but visually striking?
Visually very
Looked good?
striking, visually interesting, introduces a whole bunch of things that I haven't found yet in the game, so I'm assuming this is going to take place after. I don't know that it takes place after, or that it's a prequel that involves elements that you find out at the end of the main game. I don't know how it works, but because I haven't finished the game, I will soon, so I'll know how it all fits together like a puzzle soon. But this was visually interesting, but the story did not grab me, so I don't know if I'm going to be continuing it, but I am glad I read this. However, I do know that I would be supremely excited for a feature, or a small screen adaptation of it. So what exactly is it going to be adapted on? Did they say?
They made
sold a network? Nothing?
No specifications beyond the fact that, you know, the team developing it, and
it's got to be maybe a Netflix movie then.
Possibly.
You have to imagine.
They are saying it's at least going to be a series. So it's
it's
going
a
to be
series.
It's a series, yeah. So it's going to be multiple episodes of some sort, maybe 8 to 10. They didn't specify, but it is going to series. They haven't
That'd be
decided.
really long. Wow,
Haven't
I don't know
decided
how they're
on-
going to do that.
Maybe they're just going to run
The
free.
whole game itself is like 4 hours.
Well, they're going to run free within this universe, I'm assuming, and really try to flesh out a backstory based on the visual possibility. I'm guessing they saw within it.
possible.
As far as furthering the game, at least, we have in July the first of a 3-part DLC coming out, which is called Secrets of Ma, and it's going to follow some kidnapper kid or something kid that you see like earlier on in the game, and it's going to be just focusing on a new character.
Cool.
Which is cool. So July, November, and I believe January, are when these first of the 3 installments are going to start hitting, man. So there will be more gameplay going on. Keep it in the public consciousness until the series maybe gets rolling. Yeah.
Very smart. So what's next, Fuego?
So next up, we have the fact that, I was actually one of the guys who didn't hate on the Goosebumps movie as much. It was not good as, like the television series, perhaps, Fox Kids in the 90s, but yeah, the sequel is officially coming with Jack Black. There was some initial uncertainty. They're like, he was one of the best parts about it, despite the weird, goof-tastic nature of his acting. It's often all over the place, but he at least reeled it home, despite playing it kind of straight for me.
Did he, though?
Yeah. Did he? Yeah, he was okay. But he was still star power. I'll watch Jack Black.
There's only so much one man can do on a sinking ship, is all I'm saying.
On a totally crappy script, I know. But he still tried. And I'm happy that, at least for this new Goosebumps movie, which is entitled
Horrorland.
I know that was the sequel series of books, that it was set very much freak show, American Horror
So does that
Story,
mean
and
that
this-
only the scary... I guess all the Goosebumps characters were supposed to be scary. Like, what differentiates Horrorland from Goosebumps?
Just the
Tell me,
setting.
Guru.
Well, I never read any of the Horrorland stuff. By the time
Well,
that
what
book series
the hell?
started getting published, I was beyond Goosebumps. But from what all of my friends who continued with the series have told me is that it's still anthology storytelling in Horrorland. It just takes place in Horrorland as opposed to
Okay, but it's not an
suburban
anthology
here,
single
suburban
film,
where.
so... Are they going to try and
It's gonna
cram
be,
all of those
I would
different aspects?
imagine that it is going to be another cram fest, my friend, and that it's just going to have this character from this Horrorland story and this character from this Horrorland story, and
None of them getting their due.
and they'll probably still have Slappy in there.
Oh, yeah, Slappy's,
since Jack
Slappy's
Black
a
voiced
mainstay,
Slappy,
yeah.
he is. Even though the Night of Living Dummy stuff was not as good as Monster Blood.
Yeah, but it's
or
the stuff.
Welcome
It's the
to
most
Dead
lasting
House, or-
icon, clearly.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, Dead Silence tried to turn that into a full-fledged film, and
Yeah,
did a decent
Dead Silence
job.
was
I'd say.
amazing. I love
Yeah,
that. It's one of
James
James Wan's
Wan.
earliest ones. Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's one of
Horrorland.
James Wan's earliest ones.
Terrible.
Terrible.
It's funny to me, man.
All right,
Anyway,
so
so
next
Goosebumps
up-
better with Jack Black, but next up is more.
Next up is the fact that we have a little more information regarding Eli Roth's remake of the Death Wish action movie series. Now, I know this is skirting the line of horror, but
It's either
if you
Roth,
have
man.
a horror director, Eli Roth, in charge of a franchise called Death Wish, you're gonna hope that there's gonna be a few more horror twists and turns, perhaps, than there were the first time around.
Yeah, grisly, torture, porny, crazy. Who the hell knows? This is the man behind Hostel, for God's sake.
Yeah, you'd hope so. Now, what I didn't realize is that it was announced that, I don't know when this was announced, but I didn't know until we just started talking about this news, is that
Are you serious? The casting?
I didn't realize. Didn't realize.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a good performance out of Bruce Willis.
Yeah, exactly. It's Bruce Willis doing the Death Wish thing. That's really, really cool.
Standing in for Charles Bronson.
Interestingly enough, I listened to everything Kevin Smith, and if you're all
As have
aware of the
I.
Kevin Smith Bruce Willis saga,
It's not pretty.
in a recent Hollywood Babylon, he mentioned that he got a phone call out of nowhere, and he picked up the phone, and it was Bruce Willis,
That's
and
cool.
it was Bruce checking in, just being like, "Hey man, how's it going?" You know, and
He's
eventually
thirsty
getting
for
to
work.
no, he's like, "I'm gonna be in town in a couple weeks, and I want to get together." I was like, who knows what's going to happen, but Kev was caught way off guard. I was caught way off guard. I loved the story. It was on a recent Hollywood Babylon or
Interesting. That's
something
the one
like
with him
that.
and Ralph Garman.
Ralph Garman, yeah, who also delivered a fantastically, powerfully sad, heartfelt eulogy for the late, great Adam West.
Yeah.
From last week's Hollywood Babylon. They recorded it Saturday night after finding out the news Saturday morning.
Oh, man.
So
it was
Ralph is
still fresh and
extremely
everything,
raw.
and,
extremely raw, but it was a
still
very
working,
amazing.
Too,
Yeah,
on Family Guy. He was
absolutely.
the mayor of Quahog.
Mayor of Quahog, yeah.
I don't like Family Guy.
It was an amazing thing. But anyway, back to Death Wish. I'm excited about it, but apparently we're getting it this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so they're actually posturing it strangely, I know, and then when everybody thinks Eli Roth, they're like, Thanksgiving.
Yep, exactly.
Wasn't that where the knife on the trampoline?
Turkey. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, that's right.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! I want to see that movie, Eli Roth. Where the hell is that, dude? Come on.
Well,
now.
they already
I'm excited.
They got Machete going, so
Yeah.
it's only a matter of time before we get Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and Rob Zombie's Werewolf Women of the U.S.
Oh God, the SS.
That's on there.
Werewolf Woman of the USR. No, SS.
SSR. I know. Women of the SS. Yeah.
SSR.
Anyway,
wow.
News with booze.
Booze.
It's coming, man.
Next up, Fuego.
Yes, indeed. Next up is actually we're
Who are you gonna
jumping.
call?
Whoa, we're actually jumping till the end for this because I feel like it's a little more pertinent than Doug Liman. So we're actually shifting gears on the fly here, guys, off the cuff. So Doug Liman, the director of Edge of Tomorrow, which I still haven't seen. And
It's amazing.
I don't like
Why
Tom
do I have
Cruise,
to-
yo. But it's got. Once I heard Bill Paxton was in it, I was like,
Bill
okay.
Paxton's amazing, and Emily Blunt's amazing in it.
Yes, I know, and I really like the both of them. But his transition, because I was a big Doug Liman fan of Go and Swingers and his early indie stuff, and his transition to a big budget director has kind of made me scratch my head a little bit. I know
You get
didn't
so
like
hung
Mr.
up on the past.
I didn't like, but I didn't like
It's
Mr. and
crazy.
Mrs. Smith, which was the first action one that he. I thought it was crappy.
But that's one.
You know,
You're gonna give him one bad, and then you're gonna be like, no, I'm sketchy of everything he does now.
nah, I think
That's not fair.
Yeah, perhaps.
He should
you're
win
right.
you goodwill for every movie that he did well. Your Goes, your Swingers. You should get one bad
Great
one.
movies, by the way. If you
He
haven't
should
seen
get
Go or
one bad
Swingers,
one.
those movies
Edge of
are
Tomorrow is
amazing.
another one that's right up there with those, in my opinion.
Which he's working on a sequel currently. But
Super excited.
Yeah,
super excited.
But the project after this is actually going to be entitled Unearthed, and it's an alien thriller, slight bits of horror, very comparable in tone to some early Steven Spielberg stuff that was done in the 90s. It was like a game where you were trapped on a planet and you were trying to decipher hieroglyphics from this team that's trying to get back to Earth. And it's kind of a similar variety, so there's going to be maybe a slight Indiana Jones vibe to it if they're, on this alien planet trying to unearth some artifacts and stuff like that. But he's obviously a visual presence at this point that I never expected. I think he also didn't he do Hancock, or was that... I don't
know if that was him or not.
Yeah, I'm thinking that was Peter Berg maybe, but yeah.
You might be right. I might remember it being a Doug Liman movie.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know.
He's made this transition much like his buddy Favreau from Swingers.
Favreau.
Also Favreau.
John Favreau.
John Favreau also
did.
he's
after rolling in it.
After
he
being
made
in
Iron
Swingers
Man. He did the Jungle Book, and
even
he's
did
currently
Zathura.
doing the live action Lion King as well.
Yeah, so mucho ducats for those guys. But bottom line, that initial core of people is where Favreau went and Doug Liman went. And if he's working on an alien sci-fi thriller horror of sorts that we don't really know much details about, that's why I had to.
That's kind of what
had
Edge
to
of
peg this in
Tomorrow
the middle.
is. So
Yeah.
I'm in.
Cool.
I'm totally
he's got
down.
the visual background. for it
Alien
then.
sci-fi thriller, Doug Liman, sure.
Yeah, bring it. It's called Unearthed, so look out for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
shizzle.
So now we're going to jump back to what was
We're gonna jump
originally
back,
the
or are we
next-
moving that to the end?
This is the end, so we're going to jump back to what would have been the next story.
Okay, so next
Which
story,
you know more
guys,
about.
is frustrating because we've actually covered this on the channel. Amityville: The Awakening, which we did a trailer reaction to, I think, at the end of 2015.
Not to be confused with that other Amityville movie.
Oh, Jesus, The Vanishing, or
Hi,
whatever
guys.
the hell that was, Vanishing Point, or some bullshit. Anyway,
Sorry.
Marcia and I don't know if anyone else was in on it, but we took a look at Amityville: The Awakening in 2015, and then we got word in 2016 that it might be coming out, and then we got word that it was pushed to 2017.
Yeah, June
And-
30th was when it was supposed to
Yep,
come out.
and
if I'm not
now
mistaken.
it's been pulled from the schedule indefinitely again.
Not rescheduled, it's gone.
Indefinitely.
Yeah, weeks before it was supposed to.
And it's, you know what though, I think they might be trying to yo-yo this one to
Maybe.
make it the most, to get up so much word of mouth about this one, to put it on the schedule and take it off, put it on the schedule and take it off, just to frickin' see if we can make the first hit out of one of those kinds of movies.
Well,
I'm
still...
probably like in some sort of La La Dreamland.
No,
that,
you're actually assuming some interesting tactics because they pulled it from the United States release the same week that they debuted a new international teaser.
What?
Yeah. So everybody is thinking they're not sure about the U.S. audience for this, or maybe distribution rights, or
but they're keeping it going in international,
where it has different people that are actually putting it out to audiences, and so it's probably going to get an international release before it even hits the U.S., which is weird because similar.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Similar to you're good, man. Similar to Outcast right now, which we're 6 or 7 episodes in. As I looked,
have you been watching it?
I have yet to start watching it because I was going to wait until you and I could synchronize.
We should do some episode to episode reviews or something.
We should. It was fantastically done and also possession based, so that would have something at least comparable to the Amityville.
Demons suddenly appear? Every time the outcast is near.
I still want to see The Awakening, though. You know,
I do too.
Jennifer Jason Leigh is in it. She's fantastic.
I don't want to see it for her. No, I want to see it for the actual movie and for the actual the creepy ass coma kid. Looks scary as shit, and the premise looks good. It looks like a good return to form for the Amityville series. So why the hell is it keep getting pushed back? It's like
they started this movie, dude, in September of
2014. Yeah,
that was when they filmed it. So it's been sitting around for over 2 years.
It's
now.
Crazy,
just done. But then again, remember Cabin in the Woods sat around forever and was actually really good and took forever to come out.
Amazing.
So, or it could be crappy. I mean,
but it doesn't have Joss Whedon attached to it. This one, so
I know. I'm not trying to give ulterior expectations.
Stop trying to compare them. Anyway, next.
Anyway, so the next one is going to be something you have more insight to.
I'll do this, then you can do the next one.
Yeah,
how's that?
Exactly.
All right. So, for my last story this week, you guys, that is the fact that The Exorcist. While yes, we are getting season 2 coming straight out of Fox. We are not getting the majority of the same cast. We are only getting a couple of returning cast members, being the priest and a couple of other people. But none of the Rance family will be returning. There will be no more Reagan. There will be no more Reagan's daughters. There will be no more anything like that. I'm not the father. None of the Rance family are going to be there. I'm not ruining whether any of them die or survive at the end of season 1. We'll just say any surviving Rances will not be back for season 2.
Yeah, most of what I had read, since I haven't watched the series and yet still really want to make the time for it because of the fact that it got renewed.
It's amazing.
Under so much fanfare.
They set up such a bigger thing. That's the thing. And that's why I don't mind.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah, but not only are the cast members, those cast members are not returning, but they are focusing on a new family.
Yeah, so
they're going to be developing a whole
kinda,
a little bit, except the stuff with the priest and the demon worshipping members of the clergy are going to be returning. I think the overall story arc is going to be coming back, but the Rances,
between the two of them,
it's because what you don't know is the male priest sort of accidentally stumbles in but stumbles out of before the end of the season because he stumbles into the Rance family drama. He handles the Pazuzu stuff in the back half of the season, but they set up this evil sect of the Catholic Church that are actually demon worshippers trying to summon more demons onto the planet. But I think they're going to continue that story arc and just involve a new family trying to host one of these demons. It's actually really, really cool, and
it sounds very deep in contrast to
I was bummed out by Gina Davis in the first part of the first season, but she kicked ass in the second half of the first season.
But that was after the reveal had taken place,
I'm a little bummed they're not coming back, but at the same time, I welcome the new family while continuing the more interesting aspects of season 1. Like they've done the Reagan stuff. And I'm not going to say how, because they hit on some things that you wouldn't necessarily anticipate as someone that's never watched any of the TV series, but has seen the movies. I haven't watched the TV series,
seen the movie, did not watch Heretic, though. I did not see the second one. Did they actually tie any of that in? Well, I know she is, yeah.
Well, of course then they tie it in.
Yeah, because I've seen 3 and then I've seen...
Wait, you know Reagan's in it and you're asking me if they tie any of the first movie into it?
No, into the TV series. Any of Heretic into the TV series, or if it's just Exorcist.
It's Reagan's story.
Okay, well...
Reagan's in it. Reagan had Heretic happen.
Clarification.
Fired.
Ah!
I'm just kidding.
That's all right. I know
so
what the
you know
last
the last
story
story is. You do. So there you go. Fuego, what is the last story?
The last story, since we have totally just thrown the script away, is the fact that Ivan Reitman during Ghostbusters
Who are you going to call?
We're going to call Ivan Reitman to hopefully remedy the problem that was left by Paul Feig after the remake. I didn't hate the remake, but the one thing that a lot of
what
people...
movie, though?
The remake of Ghostbusters.
Thank
Who
you.
are you going to call? I thought the reference was obvious enough.
Well...
With the screen moving by the
never
side of us
know.
and everything. I should have said, you're correct. But for
Okay,
Ghostbusters...
fair point. Ghostbusters will be in the side scroll.
Yeah, for Ghostbusters Day last week on Friday, which was I think the day that the news actually aired, but we had filmed it a day or so before. Ivan Reitman did a live cast with Ernie Hudson, and there was lots of different fan questions coming in.
Ernie Hudson?
Yeah, I know. Winston was there,
Winston
man.
Zeddemore himself?
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
He's no longer hawking
Winston.
homes. Let it carry.
Thank you.
He's no
Thank you for
longer
indulging
like
me. Thank you
taking
very
the whole tall man route, and he's got his hearses or whatever, like in the remake. No, he was actually talking his role in the series, and Ivan Reitman apparently in the back half of this decided to say that his new discussion with Dan Aykroyd is to try to bridge the two series together and be behind it himself. So he wants to bridge the remake. Not Aykroyd, Ivan Reitman.
Reitman wants to be behind it.
Reitman wants to do it.
I just want to make sure I'm clear on this.
Yeah. Did I say Aykroyd? just now?
Well, you brought up Aykroyd right before you said he wants to, and so I wasn't sure who you were talking about.
Yeah, Aykroyd has been talking with Ivan Reitman, the director of the original 2 films, about
Aykroyd, who recently pissed all over Paul Feig.
I know, which is why maybe this association makes more sense. Why didn't Reitman... well, we can talk for days about
He whipped
why,
out his
why the third
Aykroyd
film
and started pissing
he
all
did.
over. Sorry.
It was terrible. It was disgusting.
This is
Horrible.
effective today.
Dog status, I should say. But so Reitman wants to bridge the two universes together. He said on this live chat that the biggest and just strangest thing is the fact that they had the original cast play different people as opposed to tying things in and kind of passing the torch. He thought it was weird. They should have just had it be a new generation coming afterwards, like they did in the cartoon series, for God's sake.
Absolutely.
So why did
There
why
actually
did Feige have
was
to?
there was a Ghostbusters 3 sequel. There was.
Yeah,
People don't
was,
realize it.
It was the video.
It was a video game.
Which was really good. I actually quite liked the video game.
Did you play it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I ever did. That
I
was
played it
the
on
genuine
both-
sequel because they got
I
the
played
voices,
it-
right?
All 4 of the voices.
Yeah.
I played it both on the Wii and then on the Xbox 360.
All that means is I forced you to pull that graphic up.
check it out, guys. But you
Behind
know,
the scenes.
Yeah, yes, I know. Pull back the curtain. That it's just cool though that Reitman and not so much Aykroyd, because I did not like the way he kind of conducted himself and whatnot. But Feig's movie wasn't that good. It wasn't bad. I had more fun with it than I was anticipating, and I'm not one who's gonna just berate it and talk tons of shit.
No.
And,
Except for calling it Girlbusters in the first time we tried to review it.
It was Girlbusters. Yeah, it was Girlbusters.
It was just such a sensitive subject at the time. I didn't want to invite that sort of.
Yeah.
You guys are chauvinists for calling it Girlbusters.
No, man, we probably got more hate from men who actually saw us liking the Girlbusters.
It's one of like the 3 videos we've got with more dislikes than likes.
Yeah. Fuck
Out
that.
of over 1,100 videos, that's not bad.
Yeah, I would say, and as you guys know, I am not one to just flip off the screen, but that's dumb.
You just did it.
I did.
Boom,
That's why I'm just
shakalaka.
adding the significance.
We're
to it.
motherfucking drinking on the motherfucking show, so we don't have to motherfucking watch our motherfucking mouths, bitch.
There you
Wow.
go.
Man.
Outrage.
All right. Guys,
Outrage.
just so you know,
I
just so
wanna
you
see
have
Ivan Reitman Ghostbusters
a little
forward.
bit of a frame of reference. We are recording this on Tuesday prior to the release on Friday.
Yup.
The Tuesday not only being an awesome day that Fuego and I sometimes get together, although we're trending towards Wednesday now,
Maybe.
but we are actually getting to see an early screening of 47 Meters Down tonight. So the review of that will have gone up already by the time this news airs, but that's why I'm so pumped and jazzed and in a weird mood right now. Just so you know.
It's not a weird mood.
It's a shark movie. It's a brand new shark movie. And you guys saw how much I love The Shallows. It was my #1 pick of 2016, if I recall correctly.
Indeed, yeah. And I was the one who had something a little different. But
yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's
They're
fine.
different. Fine. Yeah.
I thought that we were in alignment.
Different strokes and different strokes. Whatever. Anyway, first 7 meters down, coming out. I'm trying to convince.
I love Mandy
I'm
Moore.
going to try and convince my mother to come back and reprise her role as the interviewer of shark movies.
The Shark Lady.
Or reviewer, I should say. God, the booze is working. Anyway, I think
pretty
we've drawn
good.
this out long enough. Fuego,
Indeed
what do
we
you
have.
think?
Yeah, I think you should stay tuned for all of our horror video game coverage from E3, which is going to be coming this weekend.
Lots of trailer reactions
Yeah.
from E3, you guys. We'll
Tons and
try
tons
and
of stuff.
I'll
Just to
try and
remind
just
you
release
about
them
that.
all next week. We'll record them all on Sunday,
Yeah.
and then we'll start releasing them as of Monday. And just probably we'll have 7, and we'll just do one a day.
Indeed.
So there you go, guys. That's the
Yeah.
plan. You just saw that happen on camera.
On camera. Sometimes this is the brainstorming that goes down, but I want to give a big grande gracias, and even bigger than grande, a ginormous gracias, to the peeps who tuned in to Crescent Streams with Chiron this past week. It was fun to see positive comments.
People seem to like it.
Yeah, no dislikes.
A lot of comments right away.
Lots of comments because people are opinionated about horror music videos.
Can I be in the next one?
You should be. We're actually talking about filming it this Friday if we can. So
You guys want to come back out and do another podcast and everything?
that's what we're debating: is if we should, come out here. Or if
Every
we should...
time you guys come out, we should make a group. All right, we'll talk about it off camera. But
Yeah.
let's brainstorm some ideas. Let's do a whole Chiron filming day.
Cool. Maybe,
I'd be down.
Maybe script brainstorming because I have the lyrics
I'm
and
down with
everything
that
written
too.
out.
Let's
and
record
the,
that.
And the, and
Let's
the
record that
synopsis.
for a vlog.
Dude, we have a big.
We'll set up a camera and we'll record the brainstorming session
We
for the
actually,
vlog.
for Chiron, my band, set up a universe of sorts for how we want to approach the horror
The next
interaction.
5 or 6 albums. These
Chiron
guys-
is an acronym now, officially.
Oh boy! All right,
Yeah.
all right, guys. Well,
It's
that's
coming.
going to do it for this week's horror show news with booze.
Yes, it was.
Thank you
wasn't
very
it?
much for joining us. Let us know in the comments down below what you're most excited about, whether it's any of these news stories or whether it's Fuego's Chiron information coming out
No,
rapidly.
dude, it's Little Nightmares. You know this.
Oh, that's going to be great. But you guys, I really want to know your opinion, but seriously, thank you very much for joining us every single week. If you are one of those people that joins us every single week, and even if you're brand new to it, thank you for clicking on the video and watching all the way to this point. We do this every single Friday.
Yeah.
We actually got to a bit more booze because there's no floating black bug bits
Thank
in
the
my
Lord,
drink this
yo.
week. Holy crap.
That's why I didn't want to
be
be the only one chugging until the very end, right?
Oh, it was rough.
This is more behind the curtain. This.
Indeedy,
You guys like
duty.
it.
So, you guys, we have a shark movie to go see. So, thanks very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias a Jaime in Fuego.
And remember, stay scared!